Aloha, aloha. We got another one for all of you to start things off. Mahalo, mahalo for bearing with us. Oh, there we go. Perfect. All three of us are in. So, and then Grant's gonna go swim in the ocean real quick. There we go. Okay. No, mahalo for having us, and we just kind of want to honor all of you, honor the participants and the staff of the Lānaʻi Culture and Heritage Center. And so, to you guys, mahalo, and here's Mele o Lānaʻi. Mahalo, take it away.
Okay. Woi, aloha mai kākou. Awelina I ka Hōʻike no keia papa hana kauwela o ia hoʻi o ʻIke Lānaʻi. Welcome everybody to our first virtual Hōʻike for the ʻIke Lānaʻi program 2020. I'm Janica Okuiki and I'm one of the program kumu for this year. First of all, we hope that you're all safe and in good health during these very interesting times. And we thank you folks so much for taking the time out of your Friday evening to spend with us, to honor our program participants, but also to honor this Aina Aloha that we all hold dear. And so all of us know that Lānaʻi is such a special place, but most times that understanding comes from having grown up there or having family from there. But something that's really awesome for us to witness firsthand is how much of an effect this island can have on people after maybe just one visit. So I wanted to take the time to mahalo the boys of Ei Nei for gracing us today with your leo nahe nahe and for your growing aloha for Lānaʻi. We really appreciate it. So mahalo nui, guys. So they will also be closing out our program today, so please stick around for more of their music later on. So like some of you folks may know, today is July 31st, and that's an important holiday in the Hawaiian community known as La Ho'i Ho'i'ea. And no matter where you fall on the cultural or political spectrum, I think that you'll find it fitting that this Hōʻike fell on this date. And that has to do, in my thinking, with the relationship between ho'i or ho'i, meaning to return or to restore, and the concept of ʻike hou, or to get new knowledge or to rediscover. More and more we're finding out that we're having to go back to a certain way of doing things to rediscover knowledge that's helpful for us today. So when this program began, it was ʻike hou because it was created for a community that needed to ho'i to rediscover its history. And since then, it's created opportunities for children and families to really understand Lānaʻi again through education specifically created for this Aina. But now in the year 2020, all of our usual plans went out the window. And we had to figure out a way to keep all of this good work moving forward. So our ho'i this year was to return to traditional practices like storytelling and valuing of sacred places. And our ʻike hou was to find new ways to deliver this information. And so we had no idea how this would all turn out. And we really need to mahalo all of the haumana and ohana that helped breathe life into this program this year. Because without you, there wouldn't be anyone to know these places or to say their names. So e ola Lānaʻi, e ola kākoa pauloa. Mahalo.
Mahalo, Jenna and Caitlin. Welcome, everyone. If you're joining us live on Facebook, we really appreciate you tuning in to our first virtual Hōʻike. I'm Shelly, and Uncle Dean behind me, he's one of the board members for Lānaʻi CHC, so he's tuning in to watch here too. But we just wanted to take some time to acknowledge all of the people who made this program possible. Ei Lānaʻi has always been the product of many hands coming together and trying to create an opportunity for students and families to learn about our beloved Lānaʻi. And so we just want to take a little bit of time to acknowledge the people who made this possible. First of all, we would like to thank Kamehameha School's Community Investing for their continued support over the years of our Ei Lānaʻi program. They're the reason why we are able to offer this program free of charge for all of our participants. And so we mahalo them for their support of our cultural literacy initiative and for the opportunity for our students to continue learning about Lānaʻi and going to these different places that we love. We would also like to thank the Lānaʻi Culture and Heritage Center board, which includes Uncle Dean, and a number of others who are from, of the Lānaʻi community or, are doing work on Lānaʻi. We appreciate them. Our volunteers, Uncle Albert, Marita, and Auntie Deli Cruz. We've had a number of volunteers over the years, but, we run on, people volunteering, and so we really appreciate them. We would also like to mahalo Pulama Lānaʻi, for their continued support of cultural literacy initiatives on Lānaʻi and cultural conservation efforts. There's a lot of, things that Pulama Lānaʻi does for our island, preserving our historic cultural sites and conservation that not necessarily everyone always, acknowledges. And so we really appreciate their caring and their stewardship of our Lānaʻi. We would also like to recognize, in particular in Pulama Lānaʻi, the Culture and Historic Preservation Department, who works day in and day out to take care of these storied places that we should cherish. And so they're the ones really on the ground, making sure that these places are, safe and maintained and, beautiful for us to go and visit. So mahalo to them. I would also like to thank Uncle Kepā and Auntie Onaona Maly, who are here, and they'll be saying some words later, but they, everything that we were able to share through this program is because of their lifetime of work. Being able to interview our kupuna and pass that knowledge down to us, that's the reason why we're able to share that with all of you. And so we mahalo them for their lifelong efforts, and we appreciate them so much, so mahalo. I would also like to take the time to thank my incredibly humble but also very brilliant co-teachers this year. So Caitlin Ko'opuiki wrote all of the level 1 and 2 readings, helped with the graphics and compiling vocabulary lists, and came to all of our meetings. And so mahalo, Caitlin, for all of your work this summer. Ikaika Ramones, who couldn't unfortunately be here at this Hōʻike, but who edited all of our videos that were available on YouTube and all the way from New York. So he worked countless hours to get those ready to be posted to YouTube for all of you to enjoy and learn from. So mahalo, Ikaika. And big mahalo to Jana Ko'opuiki, who actually came to Lānaʻi to help, doing the filming and conducting everything with me here, putting together the booklet, formatting it, and doing all of the activities and printing and getting the books shipped here so that we could distribute it to all of you. So mahalo to you folks. And I also want to take some time to acknowledge our ancestors and the people who laid the foundation for us to be here. And, for them, without them, we wouldn't be here and we wouldn't be able to learn from the positive legacy that they left on our landscape. And so we mahalo them, those who came before us, wherever we come from, because we all come from somewhere. And so that's kind of it for our acknowledgements. But Ikaika Ramones, one of our co-teachers, while he couldn't be here, he did send his aloha to all of you folks. And he actually put together a short video just to, introduce himself, but also kind of share what he loves most about Ei Lānaʻi. And so we have that brief video to share with you now. Kalamai, I think we're having technical
difficulties.
First virtual ʻIke, it's okay. While they're figuring out how to get ʻIke's video up, Uncle Dean, did you want to say anything to everyone?
Hi. I want to just echo what Kepā said. I'm so happy, and it's so heartwarming to see these young people of Lānaʻi and what they're doing to continue to share our history and about our island people.
Mahalo, it looks like the video is ready to go. Oh, Jana, the audio isn't on. You're muted.
Some of the ʻōlelo that you folks might have seen if you did the program. Hello everyone, I'm Ikaika. I worked with the team for this year's ʻIke to put together a lot of the videos and some of the ʻōlelo that you folks might have seen if you did the program. I hope that you got a lot out of it, that you learned some great things. One of my favorite things that from this year's program and from previous years was seeing Haumana be able to create a connection with Aina and with our stories, to learn a lot, and to be able to think about the type of community that they want to build for the future. So I hope that that was something that folks were able to touch, was just thinking about what kind of legacy we want to leave and what it would take to produce that legacy. One piece of really important mana'o that Uncle Kepā shared with me and that I tell Shelly all the time, that he told me, was mai poʻina hoʻi mai e malama kupuna. So don't forget to come back and care for kupuna. And that's not just kupuna like grandparents, right? It's going back generations. It's our aina, our kai, everything that lives in it, the stories, the traditions, all of that. So taking care of that relationship has been something that I think is super important, obviously, and that's my favorite part of ʻIke is being able to watch Haumana forge that connection and seeing it happen in real time. And I hope that going through this year's iteration of it, even though it was kind of distance learning remote online, to learn about the landscape and to just be able to think about, these are our traditions, these are new types of knowledge, how can we use that to create the community that we want to see in the future. So mahalo again for participating. Thank you so much. And I look forward to next year, hopefully in person.
On the program. So I would really, really like to mahalo the team for allowing me to be a part of this year's program and the project. Although I grew up on Lānaʻi, I'm currently living on Oahu, so it was really special for me to work on it that honors the legacy of my kupuna. This was also the first year that we were able to open up the program to all learners. So we had over 70 participants from preschool age to adult. And it was so awesome to be able to see Ohana participate in the program to get there. We also had 17 off-island participants.
So we found that one of the benefits of a virtual program is that we can extend the reach to ohana who want to strengthen their connection with Lānaʻi, even though they aren't currently on the island or they aren't living on the island. We thought a virtual program would be kind of limiting, but in actuality, it helped us grow a lot.
Mahalo, Caitlin. So for the next part of our Hōʻike, I want to invite Uncle Kepā and Maly to say a few words. And we mahaloed you earlier, but thank you so much for everything that you and Auntie have done for our island and our history and culture and preserving it so that we're able to all learn from that. And we just love you folks so much. And here's Kepā. Oh, he's also the Culture Center's executive director, if I didn't say that earlier, Kalamai. But welcome, Kepā and Auntie Onaona.
Hi, aloha mai. Ho, hu ke aloha. You know, the aloha just overflows because, you know, to see these young people, these young Lānaʻi ladies, you know, the ohana stepping into this role of leadership. And, you know, for all of you ohana, our haumana that participated this year, our families, you know, this is the idea. Two folks said, you know, it doesn't matter what your lahui, what your background is, you know, we live here. You know, the more we know about our place, the better we are prepared to. One of our young Kōʻike sisters mentioned the word, the kuleana that we have. Well, it's true. And so what we're trying to do, what Lānaʻi Culture and Heritage Center, when we originally started in 2006, you know, and then started the ʻIke program, the seed for the program, really in 2007, was the idea of the board wanted to bring our families together to provide them with the resources that they need to make informed decisions about stewardship, about care of place, about what are the changes that we know will happen on Lānaʻi, but that change is connected to the legacy of place. You know, well, Manele is Hulopo'e, and Manele is, the real Manele is where the small boat harbor is, and that something like 3 stones, which actually has 4 stones, is called Nana Hoa, that it's Kaumalapa'u, not Kepau, that it's in reality based on Kupuna speak, Keomoku, not Keomuku. But, you know, in the 20s and 30s, as the Hawaiian language was receding on Lānaʻi, and those that were recording place names and like Garden of the Gods, which was a figment of a non-native's imagination in 1911 when he visited Lānaʻi. We have these storied places and these names. These are things that give life, that ea, that breath of life, the firmament, everything around us. And so in that ho'i ea, as was also mentioned, the returning of the restoring of sovereignty. Sovereignty is in many levels, yes, but what you're doing by participating in this program, you're helping us return the sovereignty of knowledge, aloha, aina, which is something more than words that sit at the tip of our tongues. They must be the way that we live. Aloha aina, aloha Lānaʻi. We don't live on Maui's back porch. It's not Lanai. No matter what you may have grown up hearing, kupuna were always Lānaʻi. And there was a reason for that. There was a story behind it. And in your experiences in going out on ʻIke virtual this summer, you've been connected to some of those things. And I think the greatest, out of the tragedy that is COVID, one of the greatest things that have evolved out of it is that our children got to do this with family members. That we're connecting ohana with ohana, ohana to Lānaʻi. It doesn't matter if we got off the boat last week or if we've been there for countless generations. Our families lost the attachment to place. Now you've been experiencing the opportunity we have to bring it back. So you know, there's so much that could be said, but this is about you folks and about our young teachers and about our kupuna, as was said also, not just grandparents, but this goes back generations, those who stood at the puna way, the source of our knowledge, that spring of knowledge, which was their experiences handed down my kahipiko, from one piko of generation to the next, Well, eola la naiaka ulula au, hola oko, mahalo. Thank you so much for participating and being a part of our living environment. Aloha no.
Aloha no, mahalo nui e anakala Kepā and Kepā and Onaona for just your countless work for our generations, for this piko to be able to pass down further. And I wanted to wheel it back a little bit if we can. I know Shelly acknowledged us, but we definitely want to acknowledge her as well. Shelly Preza, thank you so much for all of the work that you do for our haumana of Lānaʻi and for organizing us, which we know is no easy task. So thank you, Shelly, for being our fearless leader, for never saying no to the crazy ideas that we have and for working so hard for everybody. So yes, mahalo. Which I think is a good segue into, we want to be able to highlight the awesome work that our haumana did this summer. And so thank you so much for all of you guys who sent us photos, videos of you folks interacting with this program. So we put together a short slideshow. It's just pictures, but hopefully you're able to see yourself in it and see some of the great work that was done by our haumana. So let me go ahead and share that guy right now. And then here we go.
Mahalo nui for that. And, you know, we hope that you folks enjoyed seeing, you know, everyone who's participated in this. I just wanted to mahalo all of you again for all of your hard work. And I think, you know, everyone covered this, but despite, you know, the craziness that we witnessed in the past months across the world, I think, you know, ʻIke Lānaʻi, this iteration of it, this virtual program has really shown how resilient our community and our people can be. And we've heard such great things from you folks, your families, about the opportunity that you've had to learn about Lānaʻi, not just the haumana, but parents and siblings, younger siblings. Some of you have gone out holo holo on Lānaʻi and gone to see some of the places and hear the stories that maybe you didn't know before. And so I think this has been such an incredible opportunity for all of us on Lānaʻi and off to learn about our beloved island, our history. And we're so grateful for Lānaʻi and hope that, you folks will be the future leaders of our island and taking care of this place that we love. And so we hope you've all enjoyed this ʻike Lānaʻi. We do hope that, we're not sure what the coming year will bring. We hope that we'll be able to be together in person again soon. But, I think what's been really great is that we can still care and learn about Lānaʻi even if we can't physically be together. I think that's what we've learned this summer. And so we hope that you've all enjoyed. We aloha you folks and mahalo you. And without further ado, to close out our program, we're welcoming back Ei Nei. Mahalo nui.
Konui ana kupuna hei akaula no kaina Konui kai makai kalopiloni Kono i kana rahu Kalia pauna ni ho halae kulena Koku ake ia ka onoloa Aike ki kuiuni nia Konui ana kupuna hei akaula no kaina Konui kai makai kalopiloni Kono i kana rahu Kalia pauna ni ho halae kulena Koku ake ia ka onoloa Aike ki kuiuni nia Mahi ko I te pala, o kai na me ki kaka makai. O ka hōpera me ki akule, a he nui ale aku nā ono. Mea pakau nā I ka hai, o nā huku oi me kau nā hi. O le o ka hana na ki kino kono I hola, e lawe ake noa I ki ka ono. O mai ko I ke pala, o kai na me ki kaka makai. O ka hōpera me ki akule, a he nui ale aku nā ono. Mea pakau nā I ka hai, o nā huku oi me kau nā hi. O le o ka hana na ki kino kono I hola, e lawe ake noa I ki ka ono. Ono kaina, hali ali awale mai no. O ka mahi I me ki kole, maka ona ona kona. Mea pakau na I ka hai, o nā huku oi me kau nā hi. O le o ka hana na ki kino kono I hola, e lawe ake noa I ki ka ono. Ono kaina, hali ali awale mai no. O ka mahi I me ki kole, maka ona ona kona. Mea pakau na I ka hai, o nā huku oi me kau nā hi. O le o ka hana na ki kino kono I hola, e lawe ake noa I ki ka ono. Konoi ana kupuna hei akaula no kaina Konoi kai makai kalopiloni E ono I kana huku Makalia pauna ni ho harae kulena O ka ake ia ka onoloa Aike kukuhi mea Konoi ana kupuna hei akaula no kaina E ono I kai makai kalopiloni Kalia pauna ni ho hala e kulena o kake ia konoloa ai ke kukuhinia o leo kahana na ki no mono I hola e la mea e no I ki ka ono Oh, no kaina. Once again, to Shelly and the team and Kepā and Uncle Dean, we just want to mahalo all of you for allowing us to be a part of ʻike in this small little manner. That song for us has been it was a good learning experience because I think on Oahu you learned certain things, and it was a great treasure to have Kepā fully share with us the mana'o behind that mele. And so, I think I don't recall. Was it December? No. When did we go over? February. Yeah. you know, when we had the opportunity, the three of us, to visit Lānaʻi, it was, you know, our first time together to play for the people and play for all of you. And I guess we can say that it was an eye-opening experience. It was a good, heart-opening experience for us. And if we want to close things out by sharing with you, Kepā was asking if it's mele ho. So we want to share with you a mele that comes from that inspiration. And we just want to mahalo the kupa o Lānaʻi, the people, the place, and we want to share with you this little composition. So as Uncle Dean said, Lānaʻi is built by the community, for the community. And so this one's for all of you.
You help me understand. Live your life to see the laughter in the ones you love. Ooh, Lānaʻi, it's your sweet kumu that bring back the memory of all the times we've shared. Kau malapau he nani ono, ke awa kumoku I ka ehu o ke kai. Ooh, Lānaʻi, I'll be back someday with a gift of my lele. You're my home, sweet home. You're my home, sweet home. Kau malapau he nani ono, ke awa kumoku I ka ehu o ke kai. Ooh, Lānaʻi, I'll be back someday with a gift of my love. You're my home, sweet home. You're my home, sweet home. My home.
Mahalo, aloha.
Aloha, mahalo. Bye, everyone. Are we still on or did I stop it? Are we still on?
Wait, did Ei Nei leave? I hope they come back.
No,
They're in our garage also.
Wait, we're not on live anymore, right?
Are we still live?
Did you end the live?
Are we power live?
I stopped the live.
I think it stopped.